Okay, so I need y'all to just flow with me and vibe with me for a minute. What happens when you have a lot of supporters? You're an influencer, or you're a rap artist, you're a music producer, or you're a artist, or maybe even it's something pertaining to ministry relationships. What happens when there's people who support you, people who scream and holler your name, or people who want to take pictures with you, and people who want you to sign your signatures, and people who really ride for you, they say? What happens when those same people neglect you, abandon you, or even mistreat you? What happens when you're with that man, you're with that woman that claim to love you so much, but they leave you abandoned and neglected more than anybody has ever done? What happens when you're in a world that's so big, a world that's so filled and full, but you are neglected, you're abandoned, you have a void? What happens when people who really claim to love you, to fully support you, to ride for you, those are the very ones that you feel disconnected from? People who supposed to fill the void, people who supposed to feel that emptiness and that pain of abandonment and neglect. Why would you be connected to anybody who is not fully connected to you? Why would you allow yourself to connect to anything or anybody pertaining to you that's not fully connected to you? If those places that are void and empty, and those places of pain, and those places of resentment, and those places of abandonment and rejection, if those places are so empty to where there's no fulfillment, there's nothing full, there's nothing there, where you don't feel hope, you don't feel peace, you don't feel love, that you feel like in a world that is so big that you are all alone, all by yourself, that everybody that even claims to ride for you, everybody that supports you, that really says that they love you, they leave you in that place of emptiness, that place where you feel like you're not full, you're not filled, a place of rejection and abandonment. So many people are good at taking dysfunction. So many people are good at taking things pertaining to toxic and drama, foolishness, anything to fill those places. Because even the people that claim to love you the most, you're disconnected from. They don't fill those places. They don't connect to those places. You're still rejected. You're still abandoned. You still have emptiness. You still have places that you need fulfilled. And there is nobody that is here for you in those areas and those places that you really need them to be the most. A lot of people entertain the fact of being disappointed, even if that means a temporary fix, a relationship that I can call my own, and I can say that at least he loves me, at least she loves me, because they give me sexual satisfaction, because they're here for a temporary fix, because they do or say something pertaining to something that needs to identify with those places that are not fooling you. But as long as it's even temporary, that you will take just that. Just anything to fill those places of abandonment, neglect, those places that are not full, that's empty. Those places where you feel like there's no hope. Even if it means to connect to something dysfunction, something toxic, something that does not love and value me, but it actually discredits your value and takes your worth from you. Even if it's temporary, it's a lot of people that is including themselves in these type of circles. There's a lot of people who is including themselves in temporary fixes because the truth hurts even themselves, where they don't want to face the fact that they feel neglected, they feel abandonment, they have this emptiness in them. So even if it means to attach to something or somebody, even temporary, to fulfill those places, because even the people that claim to love me are not there. Time is very valuable. It is so expensive. Anybody that's not willing to be present in your life and attached to you with their very existence doesn't love you anyways. We cannot continue to hold on to dysfunction and call it love. If somebody they are full of trauma, then you attach to what is it into them and what's attached to them concerning that trauma and that dysfunction. And sometimes people like that don't know how to attach themselves to people who are healthy with communication. So that's when you know a person is unhealthy, because there is non-existence of communication. They won't even give you their very presence, even them, to just coexist with you. Those are not people that love you. Those are not people that you want to be a part of your life. You can have a parent there, but they're just coexisting. They really don't love you. You have no relationship. There's no communication. There's nothing there. You still feel an emptiness. You still feel rejected and abandonment. There is some people that just coexist, even in your environment, but they're not actually there for you because they love you. And this is why they don't give you them. They don't give you their time, their communication, their understanding. They don't build with you in order for you guys can build this foundation in order for the trust to be full, so that everything else will come intact, so that you can have a relationship. A lot of people in this world are doing temporary things in order to feel themselves in places where they really have trauma. They really have pain or hurt, neglect, abandonment. Where they're really not full, they're empty. And they get their fulfillment out of anything pertaining to temporary fixes. There is nobody really out here trying to fully throw that away in order to replace it with something genuine, real love, something that's not connected to dysfunction, but that's actually healthy. There's a lot of people that say they want love, and those are the very ones they stay disconnected from and they stay away from. People like that are so good at connecting themselves to dysfunction, and people who really don't care about them, who don't really love them, who don't even show them what love is, because they don't know love. In order to connect themselves to you pertaining to love, that this can be a consistent thing. So any opportunity They connect themselves to dysfunction and temporary.